into a life-transforming experience as Pastor Prince Abah brings you God's Word with deep insights and power. God bless you.
By Dahosa when he was alive. Though I was alive, I had been born long time before, But even when he died, his messages are impacting me. Because tapes are generational treasures. They are not just messages for the current generation. They are treasures and they are archives of resources that the next generation can leverage. So that's what tapes are like. That's what books are like. One of my mentors, Dr. Moron, is a huge blessing to me by his ministrations and messages. He is no more alive, but impacting the world. What do you have to say about people like Pastor Joseph, Pastor Derek Prince, and a couple of them? They are dead, but they are blessing the world. Kenneth Hagin. So, if you know what one message means, you don't play with it. This evening, we are looking on a subject titled The Power of Attitude. The power of attitude. The foundation of your life and the foundation of your success and the foundation of your greatness, the foundation of your leadership, the foundation of your marriage, the foundation of your business, your finance, your achievement, everything you want to achieve, everything you want to do, the foundation on which you build it is on your attitude. The attitude of a person is the most important thing about that person. Actually, the summary of a man's life, the summary of a woman's life, the summary of anyone's life is his attitude. You want to know who a person is, just look at his attitude. I did one interesting mathematics one time. I got all the letters in the word attitude. Attitude. And I had to represent each of the letters with their numbers. Like letter A is number 1. Is the first alphabet in the alphabetical order. Then you have letter T, and then T, and then it goes on and on to the last letter, which is E. I did all the summation. When I summed up everything, I was getting 100. So it dawned on me that 100% of who you are is your attitude. Nothing will give you 100% success. Excellence will not. Gifts will not. Talents will not. Eloquence of speech will not. Nothing else, no word that you add together will give you 100. When I saw that, I was a bit, is that a coincidence or what is it about this thing? Nothing else will give you 100%. What will give you 100% is the word attitude. Maybe if you want to try it, you can do that later when you leave home. Go and try. So, attitude is the most powerful principle we can talk about. The most powerful principle of success. If you don't have talent, if you don't have beauty, you don't have skills, you don't have abilities, but you have attitude, you win. You even win a man that has all the equipment, call them talent, skills, call them gifts, call them beauty, whatever he has, you will win the man. I give you an illustration. 2 men wake up in the morning and they get a call that their shops are on fire. One gets to the shop and see his shop being burnt and shouts, "I'm finished," and jumps into the fire. Or maybe he doesn't jump. He goes back home crying and depressed, and then he's, And the other one looks at the fire raising down the building and says, "Oh wow, this is an opportunity to do something better." So this one that is raised down is just giving me an opportunity to improve on what I've been doing. The difference between the response of the 2 persons is attitude. Attitude is more powerful than your giftings, than your talent, than your abilities. attitude more powerful. Is somebody with me now? What a man who wants to travel far needs to actually pack with him in his bag as he travels, his attitude. If you're traveling and you say you're going far, you want to be great, you want to reach the zenith of your life, you want to reach the zenith of your career, you want to reach the zenith of your business, whatever, your ministry, whatever it is you do, you want to see the best come out of your family. What to actually take care of is nothing more than attitude. If you want to pack your bag on your journey to success, whatever it is you're packing, make sure that you carry along with you attitude. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Can I get your response? Somebody hearing what I'm saying? Now, let me help you by starting on this scripture. Numbers chapter, let me start from Numbers chapter 13. I will read Numbers 13 from verse 1 and stop somewhere. Then I will now read from verse 25. I want to try to establish to you, if you read through scriptures, all the people who ever got anything meaningful, who ever succeeded, at the foundation of it, you always see attitude playing out. Then all the ones who failed, you also see that attitude. There are two kinds of attitude. There's positive attitude, there's negative attitude. Negative attitude is why people fail. Positive attitude is why people succeed. There's no two ways about it. Negative attitude is why people are poor. Positive attitude is why people are rich. Negative attitude sometimes is also why people are sick. Positive attitude is also why people are in health. Positive attitude is why people are favored. Negative attitude is why others can't attract it. So you see a man looking poor and beggarly and he's not able to attract favor. His attitude problem. Because in attitude you attract who you are, not what you want. For you to attract what you want, you have to reflect what you want to attract. That's how attitude works. You see another person who does not have, but is looking clean, he's dressed well, he's speaking well, he has smiles on his face, he's relating well, he has his healthy self-esteem, and he's attracting favor, he's attracting kindness. What is the difference between him and the other one who is looking poor and all that? His attitude. It's a law. I've come to find out that the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. The reason why poor people can never be given anything that will make them rich is because of the attitude they reflect. When you reflect poverty, the only thing they can give you is what is poor. The kind of money they will give you is what is poor, is change, is for poor people. When you reflect greatness and reflect, people can help you to be great. It's like somebody who wants to get a job in the bank. Bankers wear suit, for instance. And most bankers you see wearing suit do not necessarily have money. Some of them you see them driving cars and it's on loan. Why do bankers look all that fine? It's because when they represent their bank like that, like a successful bank, you want to go and put your money there. You believe the money is safe in their hand. But imagine your bankers are looking poor, sick, they are entering Okada and all that. They don't have, no packaging, no nothing. They dress, their clothes are tattered, they are torn and all that. What do you think would happen to you? You don't want to go there and put your money. Because the attitude does not reflect what they're asking you to bring your money for. The attitude does not reflect that your money is safe with them. Have you seen that a man can go to a house, knock on a door, and come out empty? Another one comes out with plenty. Because of attitude. I've met people, you're asking them for help, they're telling you don't have the ability to help you. While you're leaving the door, another person is entering, and is coming out with full hands of help. Why? Attitude. Your attitude is the ticket to receiving everything you want. There's nothing you will ever receive in this world except you have built the right attitude. I need you to understand that. Even from God, you must have the right attitude towards Him for Him to even bless you. Yes, it's true. The Bible says he that must come to the Father must come knowing and believing that He's a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. For instance, in Hebrews, the Bible says, let us come therefore now boldly to the throne of grace. He described the attitude with which we should come. He says boldly. That means if you come to God's presence timidly, you can't receive grace and help in time of need. God defined the attitude with which His children should be able to approach His throne. God doesn't want you to come to His throne beggarly. He doesn't want you to come to his throne with self-pity. He doesn't want you to come to his throne with a mindset of timidity. He wants you to come with boldness like his son. He wants you to come with self-esteem. This is part of the reason why people never get to the peak of their calling. Not because the devil is stronger than them. Part of the reason, a majority of the reason, is because attitude is wrong. This is also the reason people come to church and never get anything from God. For instance, worship might be going on in church. You see somebody is just relaxed, sitting down, doesn't care. Let me ask you a question. If you are a king or a queen, you walk into a place, everybody is standing up to greet you, and one person is sitting down and just looking at you. If you have things to share, will you share to that one? If you are a king, you are a president, for instance, or a governor, you walk into some places, somewhere, and everybody stands up to greet you, and they are smiling. Oh, Your Excellency. Ah, you're welcome, sir. Ah, Your Excellency. Who do you think the man will share money to? Others are sitting down, they are just looking at him. No smile on their face. They don't behave like anybody walked into the building. Who do you think the man is going to give money? Let's be very, very frank with ourselves. The ones who are greeting the man, is that correct? That's the way it is with God also. If you think you can come to church and when service is going on, worship is going on, prayer is going on, you are nonchalant about the thing, God is not interested in you, He's passing you by. He is. David had an attitude in God's presence where he was worshiping and dancing and praising God and singing and all kinds of things. Where a woman mocked him for his display of gratitude towards God. And guess what? God saw it from heaven and shut the woman's womb forever. That was the last time. And that was the only woman in the Bible that died without a child. Attitude problem. What is affecting your life? What is keeping you where you are is attitude. You may have a good intention in your heart. If your expression does not look like your intention, attitude is, that attitude will affect your ability to receive. Some people, for instance, you meet some people, they are not smiling. They are angry. They are looking very angry physically. Just like that, looking, moping at you. But nothing is wrong in their heart too. They are not having any issue with you. But their countenance shows that it looks like they are having issues with you. Their countenance looks like they hate you. Their countenance looks like they don't like you. Their countenance looks like they don't appreciate who you are. You come around such people, they are always moaning, always frowning. Yet their heart is, they are good people. Inside their heart, if you see they are good people. Innocent, pure, holy, righteous people. But they are not able to get anything. They are not able to get anything. Let me give you an example, for instance. I was in a program somewhere. A very mighty meeting was going on somewhere. A very big camp meeting was going on somewhere. And then they called people to come and give seeds, for a project. Come and give money, give funds. I was in this program. And guess what? People came out. Some people sat down. You know why they were sitting down? I don't have to give. But there was this particular girl rather, very small girl, who also came out with a few who came out. I went and knelt down on the altar. The man of God looked at the small girl. I said, even this small girl came out. He said, what can you give? He said, where is the mother of this girl? Where is the father of this girl? And the father was sitting right there. I came out. He said, is that your daughter? She came out. He said, little girl, what do you want to give? She said, I don't have anything, but I'll tell daddy to give my school fees. The whole hall shouted. The man turned and said, okay, what do you do for a living? Your daughter came out, you didn't come out. What do you do for a living? He said, actually, I'm just a bicycle repairer somewhere around there. I would have come out, but I don't actually have. He said, but your daughter came out. Small girl. He said, what class are you? I'm in primary 3. Primary 3 girl. And you came out for this. He said, come. He carried the girl. As he carried the girl hugged the man and turned and said, Pastor, I love you. I saw tears come out from the man's eyes. At that point, the man said, please, Oga, I'm adopting this one. From her primary school, secondary, university, I'll pay the fees. Any school she wants to school abroad, I will pay. What changed the story? Attitude. She didn't have the money. Attitude. Attitude. These are the small things that changes your life and your story. Yet we play with it. We play with things that are the most important things in our life. Things like how your countenance, like when you come into God's presence, you don't know, you are coming into to meet the King of Kings. Not just that you're coming to meet you're also coming to meet people. Some of them, you don't know who they are. You don't know whether they are the ones that have the key to your next door. But attitude can deflate your opportunity for your greatness and your success. It can puncture the whole opportunity you have to move to the next level. I have seen people who have nothing become something, get everything in this life by reflecting the right attitude. Attitude. You see a woman called Ruth, attitude changed her story. A woman called Esther, attitude changed her story. She was a slave girl. Read your Bible well. You see behind this, the foundation of all of this was his attitude. His attitude. His attitude. Like two ladies following a woman called Naomi. The board had the opportunity to leave her. Their husband had died, and Naomi's husband had died. And even Naomi said to the two, you should go and find another person and marry. You are still young, me I'm old, I'm going back to my people. One said, thank you, man. Turned and walked away. The other one turned and said, I'm going to go with you anywhere you go. Your people will be my people. I will die where you die. I'll be buried where you are buried. Attitude. She went with this woman so that she had nothing, and then she decided to even volunteer and go and look for work. So she'll be doing something to bring food to the house. In the course of doing that, attitude made the richest man for who she was working notice this girl and began to ask, who is that girl? With that respectful attitude, with that attitude of gratitude, Oga comes to work, she say, good morning, sir. Oga, hope you're fine. Oga, this your clothes is looking nice. And then she's going back, Oga, I'm through with my work. I don't know if I'm permitted to go back home, sir. You're permitted. Goodbye. Greet your madam for me. Thank you very much, Oga. Oga, is there any extra thing you want me to do for you? I still have a little time. Oh. Maybe you want me to help you with your car, to maybe wash something for you. I don't know if there's any extra thing you want. And then the Oga is like, who is this lady? Every other person is working here for salary. But this one is working to add value. Every other one is working to collect from me. This one is coming here to help me, to ensure that what I'm doing succeeds. And then the man will not look for any other lady to marry. That's the lady. That's the one. Look at what changed the life of Rebecca. A lady who went to the well to go and draw water. And guess what? Isaac's father, Abraham, has sent the servant of Abraham to go and get a wife for him. And this was what Abraham said is going to be the yardstick for choosing a bride for my son Isaac. He said, when you get to the well, make sure you wait there for ladies who will come to fetch water. He said, anyone who comes to you and you are able to ask her for water, and she is able to give you water, and not just give you water, she's able to also feed the camels with you, fetch water for them. He said, that's the one you should get for wife for my son. He's the richest man in the whole country. His son is about to marry. It's like Prince Charles, now King Charles. Hello, somebody. Or Prince Williams, about to get married. And then they are looking for a bride, someone who is going to marry such a man. Look at the criteria they are looking for. Not somebody who has beauty. Not somebody who is a Harvard graduate first. Not somebody who is an Oxford graduate. Somebody who is hospitable. Somebody who is humble. Somebody who has the right attitude. Somebody who is meek. And then this woman comes around by the name of Rebecca and sees the guy, the servant, and then the whole camels. She said, please, can you give me water to drink? It's all right, so I will give you. She fetched water, gave the servant. He said, beyond yourself, I want to give all the camels. They look like they are thirsty. She fetched water, gave all the camels, they drank. And then the guy engaged her in discussion. Who is your father? Who is your mother? Where do you get? And she says, can I meet your people? All right, no problem. You're free to. And from can I meet your people? She didn't know it was marriage. Somehow attitude paved the way for marrying the richest guy, the son of the richest man. How do you treat people when you meet people? How do you act when people come across you? Angels can come as human beings. Sometimes they may come not looking like what you expect, but they will carry what you want. How do you smile when people come around you? How do you greet people? That time will fail me because I'm trying to round up this whole thing. This season, God told me midweek service like Tuesday leadership and even I should stay on the issue of attitude until it corrects in your life. You see, this is our state, for instance. This is the problem here. This is the problem here. What was it that Jesus was emphasizing on when he healed 10 lepers? 9 walked away. Then one came back and said, thank you, sir, for healing me. What was it that Jesus now said, were they not 10 people are healed? Only you came back. Where are the 9? Why did Jesus not just say, okay, thank you for thanking me and goodbye? Why did he have to say, where are the 9? That's to tell you that Jesus knows that this is the major thing. Attitude. Let me tell you, that's what is affecting you. As a youth corper, for instance, you can finish your youth service and get a job immediately by right attitude. As a student, you can be graduating and getting a job immediately. As a worker in a company, you can be working and getting promotion faster than your colleagues. Not by your CVs, but by your attitude. People are where they are in life. Not because the devil is keeping them there. They are where they are in life because their attitude, something is wrong with their attitude. This is what works for me. On Sunday I went somewhere to go and get, you see the way I behave anywhere I go. I went somewhere to go and buy some things with some people and I saw this lady who does smoothie and I bought smoothie from her and the smoothie tasted so nice. If you see did you see the way I was appreciating her? I said, oh, wow, you do this. I used to go all the way to Enugu to go and buy these things. I used to go all the way to Enugu. So we now have this thing in a bowl. I said, your own even tastes better. Thank you for giving us this. She was like, And then I was like, how many flavors do you have? So there are about 9 or 10. I said, I will take all one after the other. Not today, but I'll be buying every day from you. Oh, thank you, sir. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you, sir. I said, by the way, where are you even from? I said, oh, wow, you mean it? Oh, wow. Good to know you, my dear. Yesterday I was somewhere. I was trying to do transfer. Transfers were not working. I called her on the phone. I said, I need some of this, your smoothie and your, what do you call them? Shawarma. I said, I need like 3 shawarma. I need 3 smoothie. Can you do it for me? The issue is that my transfer is not working. But I will send it when you go. No problem, sir. No problem, sir. No problem. Who is coming to carry, sir? Who is coming to carry, sir? I said, I will send somebody who's coming to you now. Without stress. The person went there, collected without pay, no. Later on the transfer went, I paid. Now at the end of the day, some other person goes there, buys, go away. Maybe comes the next time, can you give me, I don't have transfer. Sorry sir, we don't do like that here. What is it that makes me find favor everywhere? It's not anointing alone. What is it that makes me find favor? It's not ability to talk alone. It's that there's a key in my hand. That thing is called attitude. For instance, I'm a grateful man. You can't do something for me and I don't thank you. I'm a man who is in love with people. I'm a man who appreciates people. I'm a man who, I don't withhold, I'm a generous man. It's not something I'm trying to, you're not going to tell me that I know it for myself. I know I'm a hospitable man. You want your life to be on a speed lane, correct attitude. Correct it. Correct it. Correct it. There's some people whose life only is about asking and asking and asking for things. They never thank. They never say thank you for anything. People who have a mentality of I deserve this, I deserve this, I deserve that, I deserve this, I deserve that. That's why you never go beyond that level. You don't know that thankfulness is the key to get your tank to full. Is the key to fill your tank. To be thankful is to make your tank full. Your tank will not be filled until you're thankful. Thankfulness is an attitude. Gratitude is an attitude. Your life only moves at the pace of your gratitude. The limit of your gratitude is the limit of your harvest. What you are not grateful for will not multiply. If you're not grateful for anything, it can't multiply. If you are grateful for life, you live longer. If you are grateful for the little you have, it multiplies. If you're grateful for good friends, you get more good friends. If you're grateful for one little help, you get more help. If you're grateful for one nice thing people do for you, you get more. This is what makes leaders. Attitude first. A leader without the right attitude will never experience altitude. A leader without the right attitude is a disaster. He can't lead anything. If there's anything that your schools, for instance, some of you here are graduates, some are still in school, some of you are working already in whatever. If there's anything that they don't teach you in your schools, which is why we even have a lot of people in this country who are, you wonder, they're going to school, they are graduate, but look at where they are. If there's anything there's a problem, is attitude. Is attitude. That's what they don't teach you in school. That's why you can carry first class and not be first in life. That's why you can carry second class upper and never go upper. Because that's the one they don't teach you. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter your temperament. Don't tell me I'm a shy person. It will rob you of your destiny. Say I'm a shy person. The problem is I don't know how to talk. Not everybody understands that. Attitude is very communicable. It's like communicable disease. It's very communicable. So if you say you are shy and you are timid, that's why you can't talk. You can't say hi. You can't be great. You don't know how to look people eyeball to eyeball and tell them nice things and all that. If you say, Pastor, it's just I'm a shy person. The attitude you're carrying, even if you meet somebody who wants to help you, is the attitude you will transfer to him. He will treat you like you are treating him. Then you carry a healthy attitude, the one that is healthy, positive, grateful. You're full of thanksgiving. You're full of love. Even in God's presence, worship is going on. You're lifting up, you're worshiping Him. You're worshiping Him. You are thanking Him. Even if you don't know the song, you're just saying thank you, Lord. God is watching. He is looking for people to bless. You'll be the first He will bless. That's how the thing works. That's why you watch. Maybe I'm in the church, even as your pastor, sometimes I have the privilege of maybe playing on the keyboard or singing. You see the way I do it all my life. It's attitude first, not talent. If you get attitude right, you will do well. You can be talented and be failing in what you're doing. It's not talent first, it's attitude. Once attitude is right, you'll see you express gifts naturally. Once attitude is wrong, no matter the gift you have, you can't develop it. Oh, come on. You can't develop your talent in a wrong atmosphere of attitude. You can't. And people can't even grow in a wrong atmosphere of attitude. In a negative attitude environment, people can't even grow. You can't even grow yourself if you have such negative whatever. No matter the gift you have. That's why maybe when I play on the keyboard, you see me excited. I'm playing it with all my heart. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. One of the keys for being profitable or being productive rather in whatever you do is your ability to enjoy what you do. If you're not able to enjoy what you do, you can't do well in it. For instance, you are a cleaner. You want to become a first-class cleaner, and from cleaner you are promoted to another level. What you need to do is bring the right attitude into your cleaning job. You will see from cleaning, you can become the manager of your company. Attitude is a key. You have a small role you're playing. Maybe you're doing something small. Any corner of life you find yourself. Make sure you bring the right attitude there. You are a gate man opening door for people. Bring in the right. Stop pursuing it. Just go and correct attitude and your life will go forward. That's why we're teaching you this. Attitude. There's a lot to say about this, but not. You are a cleaner, for instance, or you're a gate man in a company. Hello, somebody? It's attitude problem. When slaves are leading, it's a terrible thing. That's why Nigeria is the way it is. The people who are looking for power, political power, can't you see how all of them are slaves? And where do you get the people from to lead? And it's from the people. The source of power is the people. Everybody who is governor, who is president, who is senator, where do they come from? It's not from among citizens. So you see the quality of leadership you have is a reflection of the quality of people you have. It's why we need to teach these things. One of the journey I want to undertake now is to go and consult for universities. So now what I'm going to do is I have a series of proposals now on my table. And I have series of slides in my system. I'm going to be writing I used to do that before for some campuses, and I'm going back to it this time now. I'm not going to be doing it free. They are going to be paying me heavily. They'll be paying me consultancy fee. I'm going to build centers for attitudinal development in schools now. It's part of what I'm working on. All universities, all the way to NUC, I'm going to go and get injunction from them. Give me the mandate. See what people are producing called youths. The Agboros who are taking away ballot boxes are graduates. The quality of leaders you have in Nigeria, I don't know graduates, what curriculum produced them? There's curriculum that only works on the head but never develops the heart. The heart is the seat of attitude. And once you work on the attitude of a man, if you like, don't work on anything else. That man will be great. Because it's a foundation. He will be great. Don't work on anything else. People usually see me and say, why are you so good at everything you do? Gifted. I say it's nothing else. It's attitude. It's attitude. It's a foundation. So I'm going to go to the camp universities across Nigeria, get the proposal to the NUC, give me the land. Then if you don't have give me the building. You have buildings. Just give me a center where I'm going to start Center for Attitudinal Development. Every university needs it. Even secondary schools need it. It's because they didn't pass you through that process. That's why some of you are the way you are. That's why no matter what they do, you can never smile. That's why no matter what they do to you, you can never change your facial expression. Nothing can ever look like you are looking happy. You have decided to be the person you are, and you remain like that for life. That's what is closing your doors. You can be a gate man at the gate of a company. Your salary, 5,000. At the end of the month, you can be making more money than the manager by attitude. You can be in front of a security gate, just security post, and be getting all the blessings in the world. Your blessing is not in what you do. Your blessing is how you do what you do. Your blessing is not in the kind of work you do. Your blessing is in your attitude. Correct attitude, everything will change. You can be at the gate of a company working. Your salary, 5,000. Even filling station, your salary, 5,000. Manager is earning 100,000. At the end of the month, you'll be getting more money than him. Because everybody who comes there wants to dash you money. They want to give you money, not because you are fine, but because your attitude is so contagious. Your attitude is so healthy. Your attitude is so positive. You are a man who knows how to compliment people. You know how to greet people. You know how to say nice things to people. You know how to extend little kindness to people. You know how to smile to people. You just know what to do. And maybe somehow, because of that, you can be even promoted to the highest rank in the company. Because of that, you can even get a better job from there. Because people are looking for the right attitude to employ. People want to hire attitude, not aptitude. Aptitude is your skills and competence. Attitude is your character. So first, people are looking for character before competence. People are looking for attitude before aptitude. You don't have attitude, I don't care what you want to get in life. You will never arrive there. Try all you want. Drink all the olive oil you want to drink. Take all the communion you want to take. I know how you end. It doesn't take me 1 year to know a man. The first day I meet a person and observe the person, I already know where he's going to. You don't need to tell me where you're going to. Your attitude tells me. I said, you don't need to tell me where you're going to. Your attitude tells me. Don't tell me anything about where you want to go and how far you want to go. Just show me your attitude. I'll tell you your destination. You don't need to tell me where you're going to. Your attitude tells me. So I can predict your life. Life is highly predictable. Everybody say that? Yes, very, very predictable. You can predict life. You don't need to be a prophet to tell where a person will end. By observing the principles that governs a person's life, observing the attitude that governs a person's life, you can tell how far the person will go. Okay. Numbers chapter, is that Numbers chapter 11 or 13 rather? Yeah. Numbers chapter 13. Let me read from verse 1 and maybe up to verse 3. Then I'll now jump. Then the Lord spoke to Moses saying, Send out for yourself men so that they may spy out the land of Canaan, which I am going to give to the sons of Israel. You shall send a man from each of their father's tribes, everyone a leader amongst them. What is shocking is that the men God asked Moses to go and spy the land were leaders. They were not even followers. He said every man, that's why it's a leader service. Every man you're going to choose, about 12 of them. He said make sure you get them from every tribe and they must be their leaders. So now watch, what is the criteria that God was looking for? He expected that if these ones are the leaders of these people, they must have had a right concept and a right attitude and a right frame in order to be a leader. But this is what is shocking. And that's the reality of Africa and Nigeria. That many people you call leaders are carrying the wrong attitude. That's why Nigeria cannot be great under them. That's why Africa cannot rise be above our current experiences. Because the people who are the helms of affair of the nation, at the helm of affair of businesses, people who are at the helm of affair of departments of different kind of whatever, are carrying a wrong attitude. They're carrying negative and faith. I'm going to show you what happened to these people. Watch and see. Look at verse 13. So Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran at the command of the Lord, all of them men who were heads of the sons of Israel. All of them were heads of the sons of Israel. That's further reiterating their leadership. He didn't just say that they are leaders. He further even said they were heads. What kind of heads are these people? For instance, you put something in the hands of a person. Maybe it's music, maybe it's protocol, maybe you put him in charge of the security. Let's use church as an example. Maybe you make him ushering head, you make him the head of beautifiers and sanctuary. It doesn't matter what it is. What is going to give that man success there is attitude. It's not that the man is big, it's not that he's tall. What is going to make him produce result is attitude. The lion is the leader of the jungle, not because of his size, but because of his attitude. No matter the position you're given, if you don't have the right attitude of leadership, you can't lead there. Leadership first starts with getting the right concept of who you are. Leadership first starts with getting the right concept and the right attitude of your person. It's not what is given to you that is important. It's what you make out of what they give you. For instance, they gave one man 5 talents to go and trade. Gave another one 2 talents and gave another 1 talent. In the Bible, it wasn't the sizes of their talent that was the issue. The issue was the attitude they brought to the table. The one they give one said that, this thing is small. I know how this man behaves. He likes to reap where he does not sow. You see, the issue is the perception of the man was wrong. He likes to reap where he does not sow. So he took the money and went and buried. And then when the man came off of his journey, he went and dug the hole, brought out the talent, and went back and gave the man. I said, sir, here's your talent. I went and hid it for you. So that when you come, I'll give it back to you. You are a man who likes to reap where you don't sow. You want me to go and produce what with 1 talent? Of course, guess what the man did? He said, collect the 1 talent from the man. Give it to the one who had 5 and produce extra 5. You know why I said give it to him? Because he knows in that man's hand it will succeed. Somebody's not hearing what I'm saying. He said, give it to this one, produce result with 5. I'm trying to prove to you, sir, that the 1 talent is not the problem. You are the problem. So take the 1 talent, give it to the one that has 5 already, and you will see he will double it. He will do much with it. It's not the talent that's the problem. It's who is carrying the talents. It's who you put the responsibility in his hand. That's the issue. Nothing stops you, for instance, in your small department as a leader, in your big department, whatever it is called. Nothing stops you from being such a great leader. Nothing stops you from growing your department. Nothing stops you from growing your connect group or your cell group. Nothing stops you from doing exploit in the land. Nothing stops your church from moving to the next level. What is stopping you is your mental frame, your attitudinal issues, how you see yourself and how you see the role you're given. There are things you will hear. Time will fail me. People who always complain and complain and complain don't make good leaders. They will just be occupying a stool and be calling themselves leaders and be withholding results from happening. Like that man in the Bible I showed you, who said that his master was wicked, who liked to reap where he does not sow. Attitude problem. You see, he had a very wrong attitudinal frame concerning his master. Meanwhile, the other two produce results. Why did he produce? Attitude. The other two produce, in spite of the fact that this one said the man is wicked. Why did the other two produce? Attitude was right. If you're here, sir, I'm here, sir. Is he entering somebody's head now? Yeah. You can't be helped beyond your attitude. You can't. For instance, I was somewhere this evening. That was one of the supermarkets, Robans, to buy some things for my family. I was well dressed too. Very, very well dressed. Very well dressed. When I finished buying all the things I wanted to buy, I got in and then drove back to my house, offloaded the things I went to buy. It was almost time for service. I was here around to 4 or so. Service starts 5. Before to 4, I had gone inside. My driver was already waiting. I had the option of wearing my senator, green senator, with my beautiful brown slippers I was wearing. I had the opportunity to wear that and come to church. But the leadership in me, the attitude in me, said, no, you are a leader. Go to the wardrobe. Remove this one. Wear your suit. Look like the leader you talk about. Look like the leader that you are. I dressed in it and came out of my house. There are some people who will never think like that. Anything they see, they wear. They are okay. They are good to go. Nothing in them tells them this is not befitting for the kind of future I'm attracting. Why? Because attitude is wrong. There are people who the only time they will ever dress reasonably is on Sunday. Because that culture that Sunday is service, Sunday is a special day, is what you have been carrying from birth. You don't realize that every day is a special day. Every day is a gift from God. Every day is special and unique. So you treat some days like it's nothing and treat Sunday like it's something. Meanwhile, your opportunities can come anytime and any day. I don't know if I'm blessing somebody here. If I'm not, you have to tell me. But there are things I'm developing, things I'm working on. Some of you are seeing me around you. You don't know where I am already. Where I've gone to already is far. It's beyond where you guys are seeing. It's far. I know the problem of Africa and I know the problem of Nigerians. Kings are actually slaves, riding on horsebacks. If we are going to correct the African problem and the Nigerian problem, correct all this mess of leadership in Nigeria, is attitude. All the stealing, corruption problem is attitude. You want to even correct business failure problem, ministry problem, failure in ministry, failure in every area of life, in family, attitude. Once you affect that area, everything adjusts. Okay. Time Lord. Okay, now let's do verse 4. He said, these then were their names from the tribe of Reuben, Shamuel, the son of Zachor. If you read down, you see all of them. And then somewhere in verse 16, let's now jump and go to verse 16. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land. But Moses called Hosea, the son of Nun, Joshua. When Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, he said to them, go up there unto the Negev, then go up into the hill country and see what the land is like and whether the people who live in it are strong or weak, whether they are few or many, and how is the land in which they live? Is it good or bad? And how are the cities in which they live? Are they like open camps or with fortifications? And how is the land? Is it fat or lean? And the trees in it, are there trees in it or not? Make an effort then to get some of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and spied. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin as far as Rehob and Lebohamat. When they had gone up into the Negev, they came to Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan and Egypt. Now look at this. Let me read quickly. Then they came to the valley of Eshcol, and from there cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes, and they carried it on a pole between two men, with some of the pomegranates and the figs. That place was called the valley of Eshcol. because of the cluster which the sons of Israel cut down from there. Now, this is my emphasis. Look at verse 25. When they had returned from spying out the land, because Moses wanted them to go and check, this Canaan that God promised us, is it indeed a land that flows with milk and honey? Go and check, is it a fat land or a lean land? What kind of citizens and people are they? Are they weak people or are they strong people? So these are leaders that they selected. Go and check the land, go and survey, and come back and let us know what the land is like. So we know what to do, how to strategize to take the land. Hey. I want to say something, but let me hold it for now. Verse 25. When they returned from spying out the land, at the end of 40 days, they proceeded to come to Moses and Aaron and to all congregation of the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back words to them and all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Look at verse 27. Thus they told him and said, we went into the land where you sent us, and it certainly does flow with milk and honey, and this is his fruit. Nevertheless, this is where the attitudinal problem starts. So the land flows with milk and honey. You saw that. But look at your problem. It's in nevertheless. Nevertheless, the people who live in the land are strong. And the cities are fortified and very large. And moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there. Amalek is living in the land of the Negev. And the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites are living in the hill country. And the Canaanites are living by the sea and by the sea of the Jordan. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, we should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we shall surely overcome it. Are you seeing the issue? Let me read further, then I'll explain something. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people. One is saying, let's go and possess. The other one is saying, we cannot go. What is the difference? The same land, the same milk and honey, the same people they saw. Why is one say we can go and take it? Why is the other one say we cannot take it? Why is one say we are able to go and conquer? Why is the other group say we cannot do anything about this land? Let's forget about it. Let's leave it. Let's give up on it. Let's not even bother ourselves. Oh God. Anyhow you are, you train yourself like that. Situations and life's problems will only train you to the extent you permit them. It is how you want life to train you that life will train you. If you want your problems to train you to be better, fine. If you want your problems to train you to be bitter, it's your choice. The problem that are training you the way you are is also the same problem training me. That brokenness that is breaking you is the same brokenness that is making me great. You didn't understand? That problem that is dethroning you is the same problem that comes to me that is elevating me. That driedness you find around your finances, or that issue you're confronting in your family, or you're confronting anywhere you are, that is incapacitating you, is the same problem that comes to me that is energizing me. The problem that comes to you that is deflating your motivation is the same problem fueling my drive. It is not what happens to us, it's how we respond to it. You are the sole determinant of the outcomes of your life. You are the sole determinant. Nothing can determine how you feel except your permission comes into it. Nobody can make you feel the way you feel, react the way you react, act the way you act, do the things you do. Nobody can do that. No circumstance has the power to do that. You're the one with the power to permit it. You are the one with the power to determine how you feel. These two set of people saw the same land, but they had different response. You're going to see how God finally dealt with them. Look at it. I need to show you. Look at it. 31, I'll read again. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people, for they are too strong for us. So they gave out to the sons of Israel a bad report. Everybody say bad report. Bad report is an outshoot of bad attitude. Wrong attitude. They gave a bad report of the land which they had spied out, saying, the land through which we had gone in spying it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw in it are men of great size. They also, we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, are part of the Nephilim. And we became like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so were we in their sight. Anyway, if you read from chapter 14 verse 1, you will see that then all the children, the congregation lifted up their voices and cried out, and the people wept that night. So bad reports deflated everybody's mood. Bad report. You can see what happens when leadership is wrong. Everybody will be held bound from going up. You can see what happens when leaders, people like, for instance, people who are leaders, you can see what happens to people under you when you are the one coming late to church. They will take after that. When you are the one who has no faith, no courage, little money is still harassing you, no faith to give, no courage to take a step, a bold step of faith and do something significant with your life. You will stay on one instruction forever. Do this, do this, do this. You are still on it. What is holding you is not the devil, is your frame. Your attitude. Take that step. Do something significant. Do something that people will look and say, that guy is a leader. That lady is a leader. Grow that department. Grow that your G12. Grow that your connect group. Grow that your cell group. Grow that your department. His attitude is first believing that you can. It's first believing that you can. It's first believing inside you that you can. If you don't believe you can, no matter how God believes in you, you will not be able to do anything. So everybody under this kind of leaders began to cry. Because where then is our hope? If our leaders are the ones talking like this, how far can we go? If our leaders are the ones giving this kind of report, then we are finished. People cannot rise above the level of the leader. In leadership, people only rise to meet the leader at the level he is going. No, you can't lead people beyond your level. If you have a ceiling, for instance, I heard a story of a man who told his congregation that the aircraft was manufactured using the power of witchcraft. He said, how can something that is an iron fly in the air? He said, can't you see that's witchcraft? And when he was telling them this was when plane crash was a little bit rampant in Nigeria. So you had a few plane crashes happening at that time. So the man says, you see that thing that goes up like that, people will go and crash there and die. He says the power of witchcraft. So if you are going to travel, don't ever try that. You see the problem is that the man has a ceiling. The man already has a level he can't go beyond. He has placed a peg on himself. And that peg he placed on himself is the same peg everybody is going to rise up to. The people under that kind of man can't go beyond him. Because that's what he tells them. This is the level you can get to. So they believe this is where they can get to actually. True leadership empowers people. And empowering people is not about talking to them. It's about your examples. If you want to be a good leader, if you want to lead effectively, people have to follow by the examples you are showing. Your examples of faith. They have to look at your results. They have to see that this man, this thing they gave him to do, he's growing in it. He's growing it. Something is happening around this thing. If you're the kind of person that puts something in his hand, and everybody under you, you tell them this thing cannot be done, how will they be able to do it? Yeah, some of you might say, this message is not for me. I'm not a leader. Who told you that? Tomorrow you'll see. How far your children will go when you get married is tied to the kind of mother you are. It's tied to the kind of father you are. How far those people in your family will go is tied to the kind of leader you are. Are you the leader who talks anyhow? You speak poor. You talk scarcity. That's what your children will grow up as. Sometimes I tell my daughter, there was one time we're trying to go home. I told her, our vehicle was not there. So I told her, let's go. So and so is outside getting good. He said, no, it's not that. It's car. I paused and looked at her. I said, where did she learn that from? Not from heaven, from observing her father talk. Daddy, you're looking fine. I like your shoe. I like your suit. I like your watch. Daddy, don't worry. I'll buy you a new cloth. 1 million naira. How do you know 1 million naira? The way she hears her father talk. You will end up raising poor children by the way you are behaving now. Without knowing it. Be talking this your nonsense. Pastor, your things are so tight and so hard. Your children will start speaking like that. So if you like, say, Pastor, this is not my service. It's Sunday service where you do prophetic and power. Supernatural. That's the service I want. You will see that leadership is every man's calling. You will lead, even if you don't lead here, you will lead as a mother. You will lead as a father. You will lead as a business leader. You will lead as something. Then we will see how that thing will go far. If you don't get what I'm telling you now. So if you like, don't pay attention. You will start business one day. If you're not doing one now. Then you employ people. I will see how you'll be able to motivate the people working with you as your staff to do great things and take that company to the next level. We will see how far. One of my sons gave me a report. I said, Daddy, I was held somewhere over so and so stuff. So they said I must sort it out before. Maybe he thought when he was telling me that I was going to tell him, okay, how much is involved? Send me the account number. When he finished telling me his story, I said, okay, make sure you handle that. I worked it because that's what leadership is about. Solving problems. If I help you all the time to solve your problem, you will not be a leader. You will die a coward. And if you're under any leadership that does not put responsibilities on you, check yourself. Check yourself. Don't think that you are growing. Don't think that they are treating you well. You will never be anything. Okay, because of my time. Now do you see, I want to show you the place where God now got angry. See what he did to them. Because there were a lot of uprising and uproar. And the people complain and say all terrible things before God. You even see that even Moses and Aaron fell on their face in the presence of all the assembly of congregation of the sons of Israel. And now, even Moses, the overall man, became so terrified by the whole thing happening there. So I don't have all the time to read, or if you allow me so that I can capture this very well. Let's see verse 2 of that chapter 14. And all the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole congregation said to them, would that be that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in this wilderness? And why is the Lord bringing us into this land? To fall by the sword. Our wives and our little ones will become plunder. Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt? So they said to one another, let us appoint a leader and return to Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces in the presence of all the assembly of the congregation of the children of the sons of Israel. And Joshua, verse 6, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, of those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes. And they spoke to the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, the land which we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. 2 men out of 12 different reports. 10 men brought bad reports. This one says an exceedingly good land. If the Lord is pleased with us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey, only to not rebel against the Lord and do not fear the people of the land, for they shall be our prey. Their protection has been removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. But all the congregation said to stone them with stones. Then the glory of the Lord appeared in the tent of the meeting to all the sons of Israel. You want to see God's glory, come with the right attitude. You want to see God's provision, because in God's glory is his preservation, in God's glory is his protection, in God's glory is his provision. People who refuse to take steps on their dream die as cowards. But people who have faith and the right attitude and they're able to move in spite of all odds, will see the backing of God. If you sit down in that your place of pity, self-pity, I don't know why things are like this. I don't know why I'm going through this. Be complaining, you will not see the glory of God. But when God sees that this man is ready to embark on this thing, in spite of all the odds surrounding him, he's ready to take that giant step. This man is expressing the right attitude. He's able to have faith and trust and courage. When God sees that attitude, His glory appears. His power is revealed. His anointing comes. His ability comes. His enablement comes. His supplies come to back you up. But when you are somewhere complaining and saying, nobody has helped me, nobody is giving me anything, I can't do anything, I don't have what it takes to do this, the things that you would have gotten is denied you. You can't get the help you need. For instance, when I embarked on this project, I didn't have 5,000 in my account. God is waiting for one man to come out of the wilderness and say, give me the head of Goliath. Then the host of heaven will back him up. If God doesn't see that man, the host of heaven will hold their peace. God is looking for a man who will say, give me the head of Goliath. I'm able to pull him down. Once he sees that, I can tell you something. The moment I embarked on this, some of you only saw persecution. I saw provision. Alarming provision. I began to see money like I've never seen it before. In this same project, some of you only see persecution. I was seeing money. Because if I stayed there and said, where can we find money to do this? Where can we get the provision to do this? Nothing has stretched me like this project. This project stretched my capacity to believe. It stretched my capacity to receive. It stretched my capacity to be disciplined. It stretched my capacity to have faith and courage. You will die a coward if you run from your fears. You will die a coward if you run from the things pursuing you. I saw the picture of a video. A lion was chasing a certain man. I think that movie is called The Girls Was Crazy. Bushman was running. The lion was chasing him. He was running. And this guy was running. Somewhere along the line, he stopped. See the lion coming. He picked a stick. Am I correct? And turned and faced the lion. And began to push. The lion turned back and ran away. What does it mean? Your fear is afraid of you. I don't care who is hearing me or not. It doesn't bother me. You came here so I can help you. It's not so you can help me. Hear what I'm saying? I'm a man who has scaled past certain things. The rivers you want to cross, I have crossed them. The Jordans you want to cross, I've crossed them. So you better hear me well now. Your fear is actually afraid of you. Fear is like a mirage. The more you go towards it, the more it's running from you. It's like a mirage. You know what? Like water. When you're driving under the hot sun, you see on the cold tar, something that looks like water in front of you. You feel like you're going to get into the water, but the closer you get, the farther the thing is going. It's a mirage. It's a reflection of sun. That's what fear is like. That's why it's defined as false evidence appearing real. Fear is defined as false evidence appearing real. So it looks like it's real, but it's false. It's not there. It's just something playing with your mind. All those giants that this guy saw in Canaan, we're not intimidating them, but they felt intimidated. It's something that was speaking to their mind. You guys can't take on this thing. If you have a dream, maybe you will respond better to my teachings. If you have a dream, maybe your life will be changing as I teach you. But if you don't, I keep saying you can't feed people who are not hungry. Maybe you came to church to just hear one sermon and go home that you never apply. For people like me, you can't bring me to this kind of meeting and I come here and not get fed. I'll be overfed. Why? Because I need this food for some things. I need this fuel for some journey. I need this information, this revelation. I need it to get where I need to get to quickly and faster. So if you like, hear. If you like, don't hear. But what I'm telling you is fact. Now, can we see that place where God now declared a big punishment? Oh Lord. Go and read it on your own. But you see there's a part where God's anger was kindled. And he said vehemently, you see these guys, they are not going to enter. These 10 guys, these leaders, them and all the people that they lead will be destroyed. Everything rises and falls on leadership. As the people, or as a leader, so are the people. As a priest, so are the people. It's a biblical thing. The leadership is the parameter for measuring the success of people. People will not succeed until leadership succeeds. That's how it works. And the very crux of leadership is in the right attitude. Can I say a few things and then I'll close? Go and read that scripture on your own, and then there are many other scripture. On Thursday, I'm going to still take on this. Now look at this. Take this very, very quickly. And let's go. You know, when we talk about the R factor, we talk about how you respond to any event, to get a better outcome. So there's something called the R factor of life. It's called your response attitude. How do you respond to situations? That's what attitude is about. For better or worse, your attitude affects the performance and your response. Your attitude affects your performance and your response. Your attitude has a profound impact on the way you lead people. So if you are a leader, first understand that is your attitude that is the overall impact of your leadership. What impacts people is your attitude. What impacts even you is your attitude. What impacts circumstances is your attitude. It's not your talk. It's your attitude. How do you see problems? How do you see people? How do you see circumstances? How do you see events playing out in your life? What do you call problems? You call them problems or opportunities to grow. Do you call them problems or opportunities to get better? Do you call them problems or opportunities to wisen up? Do you call circumstances, or do you call them, a setup for you to become better? You can take a Joseph, put him in a pit, and then from a pit, he moves into Egypt and gets into Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house, you take him, put him in prison. And while he's in prison, his mind is not imprisoned. From the prison, he moves to the palace. For a man with the right attitude, every setback is a stepping stone. For a person with a negative attitude, every setback is a step back. You didn't understand? When your attitude changes, you begin to see yourself for the right person you are. Nobody will tell you where to go and get it. Even if I carry it and give you, now you never appreciate it until something changes in your mind. You will never dress the way you want to be, the way you are not seeing yourself become. If you see yourself becoming a United Nations Secretary General, you start dressing like it. If you see yourself becoming a world leader, nobody will teach you that. It's attitude that will correct. It's not poverty that is your problem. It's poverty of attitude. Attitude. It's attitude. It's attitude. God has helped me in this area. That's why I'm trying to help you here. Yeah, He has helped me here. Do you see that scripture where Jesus fed 5,000 people? Who brought the bread and the fish? A small boy. Do you notice something about children? They're the ones with the most right attitude. Somehow as you grow up, circumstances and environment affect it. One thing I'm going to preserve in my children is their childlikeness. That faith they have. That faith they have anytime they run to daddy, they know they will get something. Daddy, I want to eat golden morn. See noodles and eat. I don't want to eat noodles. It's golden morn I want. Eat noodles. That is golden morn I want. There's no golden morn in the house. That is golden morn I want. The golden morn will appear. Childlike faith. Daddy, don't worry here. I'll buy you an aeroplane. Childlike faith. What stole it from you? You all had it. What the devil robs out of you is your attitude. Once he gets that, he has gotten your life. Understand these things and have peace. What robbed it? What robbed your ability to dream? What robbed your ability to see big things? As you began to grow, somebody sang a song. He said, school na scam. Is that what he said? Adulthood na scam. What robbed it? What scammed you of your childlike faith? Your childlike belief? If I was in a hall like you now, and that person was saying what I'm saying, by now I'd have been sitting down here. Did you see what happened during the last program? When the other bishop was preaching? Did you see I couldn't sit down? I was sitting on my ground, sitting on the floor. At some point, sometimes I would pursue him to the back and go and catch him and hold him. I wasn't doing it to impress you. It's hunger. It's hunger. It's hunger. I know where I want to go to. If your eyes can't see where you're going to, you will die small. You die small. I tell you, life is highly predictable. In this world, there are two classes of people. There are consumers and there are producers. Producers are looking for everything they need to become great. Consumers are looking for everything they need to eat. They want to just eat, live for another day, eat again, another day, wake up, eat. Producers are not hungry for food. They are hungry for another kind of food. They are hungry for that which makes greatness. They are hungry for that which makes a man great, success. That's what they are hungry for, success, greatness. They have a dream, they have a goal. This morning I was asking one of them, I said, do you have an international passport? He said, no. I said, you need to go and start processing one now. I said, because somewhere in the month of May and June, that 2 months will not be in this country. We'll be in Kenya, we'll be in Ethiopia, we'll be in Rwanda, we'll be in Ghana for African missions. And we're going to plant churches there. Why do I talk like that? I'm seeing the globe. The world is my parish. To you, it is that your immediate house that's not the world, this whole world. That's why you see how I talk and my training is not for local championship. I'm training global. The information and the content I carry is for the world. It's not for Abakaliki. Abakaliki is just a training ground for me. As I'm talking to you, I'm rehearsing. This is I'm developing are things I'm going to teach. You may think I'm just teaching you because I love you. No. I'm testimony what I will teach kings, nations, presidents of countries, prime ministers, what I will teach cabinet members of different governments. Like new government has come on board now. You think you're going to trap me here? All I'm waiting for is let me roof and give you a resident pastor and wed him and leave him with you. Then you'll be seeing me on TV. I'm talking to Benue State government. I'm talking to traditional rulers. There are problems in Nigeria. Why you are shouting problems? I'm seeing program. Why you're shouting problem? See opportunity. Look at all this youth restiveness, all the Yahoo problem, all the Agbero problem, snatching of ballot, all the corruption problem. These are opportunities announcing my time. It's announcing my season of emergence. Leaders don't emerge in good times, they emerge in bad times. They emerge in times where people are raging and they are crying for solution. They are crying for answers. And somebody is here just drying up and getting angry and getting bitter. You don't know what you're doing to yourself. That's why when they tell you to sit down here, don't be run up and down. Make your life colorful by staying under this training. This is not just normal church, when you come and hear one preaching of how Moses divided the Red Sea and all. That's not it. You are here to be equipped, to be trained. To be trained. So you will carry value to your word. And that's what we're teaching you now. The more I see problems, the more I'm like, oh wow. See opportunities. See opportunities. See opportunities. If I give you something like the dream I'm pursuing, and it's not a passion in you, one small issue will make you abandon it. You run away. For me, bring 10 million problems, I'll hold on to it. Because what I've seen ahead, oh wow. I'm convinced of what I'm seeing. May you not stay here and say, I used to know this man. Because how you even see people is a function of how you see yourself. If you see yourself like I see myself, you will see me the same way. If you see yourself small, you will even be seeing me like that. You see me like, what is he really saying? You won't see far. You see people the way you are, not the way they are. You see things and people the way you are, not the way they are. That's why I even see nobody is somebody, because I'm somebody. That's why I see greatness even in people that don't look like they are great, because I am great. I'm greatness. I see people the way they can be, and not the way they are. Because I see myself the way I can be, and not the way I am. I have all kinds of slides. All kinds of slides. Go on my Facebook and see nuggets that I post. You will know this man has invested. He has invested and invested and invested and invested and invested. See how small this one is. Go to any bookshop you want to buy it. You can't get this book. This book is only sold in Harvard University. I bought it from somebody who bought it. And how much is the book? This thing like this, somebody will tell you, is this not maybe high as 500 naira? 500. I hear. As small as I'm holding it, original copy. As small as I'm holding like this. 13,000. It was bought in dollars. I saw it in the hand of a person who bought it. The person already had written name on it. I said, I'm buying it back from you. How much? He said, he bought it from the US. It's not in any market. I said, give me. When are you going back? He said, it's going back next month. I said, when you go buy another one, I'll give you the money. I collected a book like joke. counted the money from my pocket and gave her the 13,000 and took it and put it in my hand. Be there waiting for Nigeria to give you your rights. Be looking for your rights from Nigeria. Don't wake up and write the problems in Nigeria. You are the one to right the wrongs in this country. Be asking for job. Don't find a problem and create a job out of it. It's attitudinal problem. If you like, carry placard and go and stand on the road and be saying, Nigeria has robbed us. Then because you see Fowls doing it, Fowls already has a life. Because you see Macaroni doing it, they already have a life. That skit thing they are doing, that music thing, if you know how much they are making, then you go and join them behind. You think that they are angry because they took their right from them. They are only crying for you guys who have no hope. They can travel any country they want to travel, enjoy their life, come back, they are doing their skit, making their money. So when you hear them on TV talking, you think that they are broke, you think they are hungry. Go and see the estates they are building. Fowl's father is the number one lawyer in Nigeria. Femi Falana. Number one senior advocate, the best lawyer in Nigeria. You think he's lacking anything? When you see him leading NSAS, you think it's because he's broke. The more he's leading NSAS, the more he's getting popularity. You who is at the background, they are shooting you. They can't touch Fowls because he has social capital. He has influence. You can't be a poor person or a nobody and come and be shouting, give us what, give us that. They will gun you down there. You want to help people who are at the bottom of life, go to the top. Then you can help them. Don't be at the bottom trying to help people at the bottom. Climb up. Then you can bring people up. Hello? The more I do what I do, the more I relate with people, the more I come close with people and interact with people, I realize that government is not the only problem in Nigeria. No. There are things I give government exoneration, I exonerate government. The more I discover that it's not the devil that is people's problem, most of it, I just discover is how they have been trained. Is what they are putting into themselves. Is how they see life and how they see things. It's not the devil. The more I speak with people, the more it's clear to me what the real problem is. I have a program I'm going to do next month. It's titled Dream Big. When we come there, you will even see the issue of dreams. You see all these, the Tony Elumelus, the Dangotes. You think they are Dangote and Tony Elumelu because that's what their name is what is following them. No, sir. Your attitude has a profound impact on the way you lead people. It affects the way you sell and the way you serve customers. In case you're in business, it affects it. Your attitude has a direct impact on how you communicate and collaborate with others, how you contribute to the culture of your work environment, and how you perform your daily tasks and responsibilities. All these things are tied to your attitude. Ultimately, your attitude shapes your success and your happiness. One thing being equal, other things being equal, the person with the best attitude will win. Other things not being equal, the person with the best attitude usually wins. Unfortunately, many people cling to beliefs and attitudes that restrict rather than empower their performance. The reality is that you determine your attitude. Your attitude is one of the few things in life over which you have total control. Now, Harvard physiologist William James, the greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his mind, by altering his attitude of mind. That's what that psychologist William James said. He said that the greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can change his life by changing his attitudes of mind. If you want to perform your best, and if you want to maximize your happiness and fulfillment, then you must take control of the life-shaping power of your attitude. Please understand, developing and sustaining a positive attitude is not merely a quick fix motivational technique. It is a disciplined skill that must be practiced and learned. So now let's look at this. What is attitude? Let me even define it quickly. What is attitude? Now I'm talking, some people are getting tired. Some people are sleeping. Is attitudinal problem. It's not a quick fix anyway. You have to work on it. You have to learn how to discipline yourself. Because discipline is an integral part of attitude. Your ability to sit down in long trainings, it will tell me whether you're going to go far. Yeah. I tell you something, and I told you this before. When you enter a flight that travels from Enugu to Lagos, 45 minutes, you and the pilot flew in the plane for 45 minutes. Don't be quick to think that 45 minutes train the pilot. The pilot flew the plane in 45 minutes, but didn't learn how to do that in 45 minutes. Hello? I might teach this message now 1 hour and I'll go. I didn't come here 1 hour. It took me years. Do I need to tell you I'm a fountain? Have you seen fountain flowing in this man? Am I a fountain? Yeah. These waters did not just, you know how do you dig borehole? You drill, my friend. You drill. For instance, when you go home now, what are you going to go and do? Go and slumber on your bed and sleep. And you want a better future. You don't get it like that. I wish you can get water on the surface like that. Pure water. Why others, maybe around my neighborhood, carry bucket and gallon to go and fetch water from other wells? Me, I'm getting the water all over my pipes, shower, everything is running. Because they dug feet. So in dry season, I can still get water. Because there's water inside. So the sumo pumps the water and channels it everywhere. Because you don't get any water on the surface will dry. The one that you dig inside, it doesn't dry. It stays, it keeps bubbling up. I wish you can pick gold on the surface of ground. Everybody would have been rich in gold. How many times have you come around here and picked sand and walk back home? Imagine gold was on the floor like that. Everybody will be rich. Precious things are not found on the surface. You dig deep. You want to get the precious part of your life, dig deep inside. Dig deep inside. Dig deep inside. Sleepless night of studies. Sleepless night of retraining yourself. Hours of sitting down in service like these. Trainings, these are not just services. You can't help a man with a fallen attitude. Try all you want to try, you can't help. Sir, it's not every marriage you see that is in distress, you should pity them all. There are people, is what they train themselves to become. That's what is acting of. You see a girl who will never smile. You talk to her, she will never respond to you. When she marries, that's when she knows the implication of what she was growing. And even some don't end up getting married. They grow old like that. And life comes hard on them. And you say it's a devil. You say it's one witch. It's not, see the witch inside her. His attitude. His attitude. Bitter. You do nothing wrong to her. Do nothing wrong to him. Just bitter. Angry. And some of you, service finishes. You carry your bag because you are melancholy. Go and die to that temperament. Because you carry your bag. The next place to find you is at the gate. You never say hi to anybody. You never say, good evening, sir. Ah, brother. Ah, sister. To you, this is how I am. But that way you are finally catches up with you in your future. That's why you came to church. So we can remove some of these things that is trying to hold you down. And in your mind, you don't know how to talk to people. Retrain that thing. It will kill you. And one day you just see how empty life is. You commit suicide. You wouldn't know where you got that spirit from. It's in that your isolation. If I didn't help you in this teaching, even God can help you. Write it down. Even God can help. God helped people from Egypt, took them out of Egypt, brought them to the gate of the promised land. They still doubted God. If I can't help you with this teaching, God can help. Can we close now? What is attitude? Attitude is the way you look at life. It is the way you choose to see and respond to events, situations, people and yourself. You see, let's mark the things I said there. It's the way you choose to respond to events. Number 1. Number 2, situations. Number 3, people. Number 4, yourself. That's attitude. How you choose to see is not how you see, how you choose. How you choose to see events, to see people, to see, situations, and to see yourself. So your attitude is not something that happens to you. You choose your attitude. Your attitude is created by your thoughts, and you choose your thoughts. You are the architect of your frame of mind. You decide how you perceive and process the events of life and even work. You make the decision in your mind. You make the decision if your mindset is positive or negative. If you want to feel better, you have to think better. In order to be positive in the way you feel, it is necessary to be disciplined in the way you think. So you want to be positive in the way you feel, discipline your thinking. How do you think? How do you think? How do you think? For instance, if I think of this guy as being good, smart, and intelligent, I'll feel good. If I think of this guy as being wicked, being bad, being a whatever, I'll feel bad about him. How you think about situation is ultimately how you begin to feel about that situation. Your thinking is what informs your feeling. Amen, somebody. Amen, somebody. How you think about a place determines how you feel about that place. It's even true for marriage. How you think about your spouse or what you think about your spouse determines what you feel about your spouse. Feeling comes from thinking. That's why there's a while we'll start thinking about you now, start liking you. Then there's a while we'll start thinking about you, I'll start hating you. I'll dislike everything you do, even if you do the right things. It's my thinking. It's my thinking. Performance begins within you. Your mind has enormous power. Indeed, your mind is your most important performance resource. How you see and respond to the events of life and work is shaped by your mindset and patterns of thinking. Therefore, an essential key to success is to train your mind and use it wisely. Can I say that again? An essential key to success is to what? Train your mind and do what? And use it wisely. Therefore, let's look at what I call the E plus R equals to O formula. What is E? Event plus response equals outcome. A distinguishing characteristics of consistently successful people is the ability to maintain a positive and proactive attitude. Successful people think differently than average people. Successful people produce better outcomes because their R factor is guided by positive and proactive mindset. Their mind is not cluttered or distracted by pessimism. This is what makes people successful. Your mind must be guided. Guide your mind from pessimism, negativity, or cynicism. Always being cynical, pessimistic, negative. They are battles waging against your mind. Once they affect your mind, they affect your results. It's like a tire that is flat. It can't move a car until you change the tire or pump the tire, put air in the tire, the car can now move. If you are moving with a flat tire, you're not going to move effectively. You have to park and change it. That's what attitude is like. When your mind is afflicted by negativity, pessimism, what is pessimism? You're always, you don't believe something can happen, something good can happen. You don't believe you can do big things. You're always pessimistic. You're not optimistic. You're not hopeful that something great and good will happen in your life and happen through you and happen in your leadership. You don't believe in that. As a result, they are able to focus all their mental energy on exploring solutions. So you see, successful people don't allow themselves to be distracted by all those things that I mentioned. So why do they do that? It's so they can give their mind the focus it needs to generate mental energy for exploring solutions, taking effective action, and learning how to get better. Now let's look. What is negative attitude? A negative attitude is the result of negative thinking. It is a lack of mental discipline. It focuses on the problem and stops looking for solutions or opportunities. A negative attitude can only survive on a steady diet of negative thinking and negative self-talk. A negative attitude is habit forming and it has an impact on you and the people around you. So the negative attitude spreads. When you are negative, that's what, for instance, yesterday, I was walking in the house, I took off and I left the house. Went somewhere and then went and stayed. And one would wonder why. It's because I'm always looking for peace. Not because there's tension around where I am. No. But when I'm around people who are looking fearful, people who are looking doubtful, people who are looking pessimistic, people who are looking sorry, people who are looking very, downcast, people who are looking like life is hard on them, people who can't smile, people who are worried, they are thinking about how do they survive this, how do they come out of this. You see, everything in them looks negative. In that environment, I become angry. I become tense. Because this thing is contagious. Like I'm here now talking to you guys. There's no fear I cannot look the second time. Because your attitude negative. There are places I go to, you see this thing flowing like water. Flowing like bomb that broke somewhere. Why? Because somebody's smiling at you. Somebody's writing. Somebody's nodding. Somebody's excited. And that person is supervising me. You can't receive anything from me like that. And there's nothing I have that could help you. I will bring your way. Because you are uninterested. This virtue flows to a man that is hungry. This virtue flows to people who are interested. It's not uninterested people that are helped. It's interested people. It's negativity. There are people I'm talking on the phone, for instance, talking to on the phone. You see their response. Yes, sir. Wow. Hey. Yes, Pastor. Pastor, I just wrote that down. Jesus. Thank you, sir. Something flows again in me. Because this guy is hungry. The virtue will flow. What left Jesus was determined by who touched him. That virtue left me. Who touched me? It was not a matter of whether there was virtue. It was the person, the attitude of the person. The one who broke alabaster box, poured it on the man's feet, used her Brazilian hair or bone stroke and cleaned it. Was attitude. That's why when the brother Lazarus died, he said, let's go and wake him up. Honor does not go where there's dishonor. Virtue doesn't flow where there's dishonor. And dishonor is not only insulting him, your frame, your body language. These are the small things keeping where you are. Let me tell you something. For instance, we call for seed in the church now. Maybe money. Watch the ones who come out to come and give. Maybe in millions, maybe in hundreds of thousands or whatever. Watch. They're usually the one with the right attitude. And sometimes not because they have it. In most cases because they have it. And check what brought it is because of the same attitude they exhibit everywhere they go. Watch the ones sitting down. You see there's something negative about their attitude. You will see it in their behavior. In how they get up and walk out of service. They will never go to the pastor and say, Daddy, thank you for the word today. I was richly blessed. Yet you're a graduate. They robbed you. Go and ask your VC to refund your school fees. You learned nothing. They taught you nothing. That's what they should have prepared you with in school. Am I talking to somebody here? There's nothing they do that makes you shift position. Stay there. The contact you're looking for to your next level could be in the pocket of somebody close to you. And be angry with who is not offending you. Be angry with circumstances that should motivate you. Be angry. A negative attitude is a result of negative thinking, is a lack of mental discipline. It focuses on the problem and stops looking for solutions or opportunities. What is positive attitude? Let me define that. A positive attitude is a result of a disciplined and deliberate way of seeing, thinking, and responding to life. It is a mental discipline. It is intentional. It is mental toughness. Everybody say mental toughness. Yeah, it is mental toughness. A positive attitude is not naive, and it does not sugarcoat problems. Rather, it sees and acknowledges problems and then focuses on finding solutions and opportunities. It looks for the opportunity within the problem. A positive attitude is habit forming, and it is an impact on you and people, and it has an impact on you and people around you. A positive attitude affects you physically. Physically, it affects you. A person with a positive attitude will always outperform a person with a negative attitude. disciplined thinking. Let me define that. In order to have a positive and proactive attitude, you must be disciplined and deliberate about the way you see and think about events, situations, people, and yourself. The way you think drives the way you feel. Therefore, consciously managing the way you perceive and process events is essential to a positive attitude. A key element of mental discipline is paying attention to and managing your self-talk. Self-talk is what you say to yourself about situations you are facing. It is how you choose to interpret and explain the events you are experiencing. Managing your self-talk is critical because words carry thoughts, and thoughts creates feelings. Here's how it works. Your attitude begins with what you choose to focus on and the words you use to express your focus. A person with an default-driven negative mindset will focus on a situation and say something like, "That's a stupid idea. It will never work." A person with a discipline-driven positive mindset will look at the same situation and say something like, "That's an idea. I'm not sure if it will work, but let's explore it further and find out." Note carefully the difference in language between these two mindsets. You have to note it well. The default way of thinking uses phrases like never and always. The disciplined way of thinking uses language like possible and maybe and explore. Because attitude is so immediately responsive to language. The negative words will trigger negative feelings, and the positive words will trigger positive feelings. It's a natural thing. When you speak positive words, it triggers positive feelings. Positive feelings. When you speak negative words, it also triggers negative. So let's look at this. Manage your focus. I'm trying to rush because of time. That's why I'm going through the slides quickly. The way you think drives the way you feel. When faced with a difficult or frustrating situation, you can choose to focus on the problem, engage in negative self-talk, and focus your emotional energy on worrying and complaining. This one affects a lot of you here. All of you, if not all. Or you can acknowledge what is challenging, discipline yourself to see the big picture, engage in productive self-talk, and focus your emotional energy on finding a solution or on enduring the challenge. Make a note, this is important, that a positive attitude does not ignore problems. It does not gloss over hard issues or disregard what is challenging. That's how you know somebody who carries a positive. It does not disregard what is challenging. It doesn't. It confronts what is challenging. You can't help everybody in life. Understand it. A positive attitude does not look at what is convenient. A positive attitude also looks at what is challenging and does not allow what is challenging makes him run away. He looks at what is challenging and he settles down to find out what it can do to solve the problem at hand. Positive attitude. Let me tell you something, brother. When I began to grow in this knowledge, my pity for people began to reduce. What that means is, I look at some people and I just don't have pity anymore. There's a difference between compassion and pity. I know who to have compassion for. Then I know who to look at and say, you are your problem. You have refused to learn. You have refused to know this thing. You can't help everybody. If you like, lay hands, prophesy. I see a prophet in you. I see a greatness woman in you. That's all rubbish. That's what we used to impress people on Sunday. Watch the one they prophesied that he was going to be a great man, Samson. Didn't you see how I ended? Prophecy is conditional. When they give you prophecy, go and find the conditions for the fulfillment. You don't just fulfill prophecy because you heard that you are going to be a great woman or a great man. Go and shut up and keep quiet. Prophecy is conditional. Then watch the one who they say unto us a child is born, Jesus. Can't you see the price he paid to bring the prophecy to fulfillment? This is not the church where you come to and you look at your time. When it's 8 o'clock, you carry your bag and go. There have been places where I go to, I spent 7 days sleeping at the gate man's office because I had no money to pay my hotel bill. Slept at the gate post just because I was hungry for knowledge. This is not the kind of, if you are bothered about, sir, when it's 8 o'clock, they lock my gates, then don't come here. Go and find where they give you Indomie noodle service. The pastor giving you that kind of service didn't prepare himself with Indomie noodles time. When he goes for his training, he stays there for weeks. He pays heavily to attend his trainings. Then when he comes back, he gives you 40 minutes message and you are happy. Here we are not training, we are not preaching to looking for people to make them happy. Not who will make them better. No. You know, when I stay here and I preach, I see all kinds of people. I read all kinds of things. Negativity. I see things on social media. Husband beats wife to death. I say it's good for her. Because when you go and check the girl's character, as a pastor, I sit down in church, I know it's like that sister it's like that sister, it's like that lady that they beat today, it's like that sister who sits in church. When you're preaching, she's just looking, yeah. Go and do it for your husband. And let's see, no matter how meek he is, you will know that nobody likes to be treated like that. I'll finish up now. There are many things to say here, but I cannot finish up. Alright, let me show you simple disciplines for improving your attitude. I'll close with that. Simple disciplines for improving your attitude. You know, avoid people. You can relate with people, but don't be intimate with people with negative attitude. What I mean by that is don't be too close. You would inherit their attitude and deflate your life. Don't be too close with people. Whether they're your church member, just relate with them from a distance, you know. Just help them, call them, smile with them, laugh with them. But don't be too serious with them. People like that can leave you middle of the road. You know, they walk around with a victim mindset. A victim mindset. Always looking for who to tag as the problem to their problem. Meanwhile, they are their problem everywhere. May God deliver us from such members. We don't need such people here. You know, discipline for improving your attitude. I'll show you simple disciplines. Number 1, be self-aware of your attitude. Be self-aware of your attitude. Don't just let it happen. Pay attention to it. So be self-aware. Some of you are not aware of the things you do, of your attitude. You're not aware when you are sitting in a meeting and sleeping. You're not aware when you wear some things that are very, very self-demeaning. You are not aware when you don't smile. You're not aware when you do certain things that communicate wrong attitude or negative attitude. So first thing is to improve your self-awareness concept. Pay attention to self-awareness. Be aware of your attitude. Be aware. When you are in public, be aware of your attitude. Don't say, Pastor, I forgot that it was already time for this. No, be aware. Oh, it skipped my mind. Stop all that nonsense. Be aware. A few minutes ago, while we were on the equipment, I told the people backing up, stop singing. I can't be playing on the keyboard and maybe strike a note that is wrong. I don't know. I always know. Because I'm listening to myself. I'm listening. I'm able to, I can harmonize everything from a position. I'm aware of the volume, my volume. I'm self-aware. So you're singing, your part is tenor. Yes, you're going alto. And you are raising your hands and worshiping. Get out from there. God doesn't accept such sacrifice. You see, it's a negative attitude. It's not first a talent problem. Aware. Hello, somebody? Self-awareness. So you're able to first of all be aware of the attitudes that you carry with you everywhere. Don't just say, I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I didn't know what I was doing. Build your self-awareness. Then you will see your attitude will improve. Number 2, refocus, reframe, and respond. When your attitude becomes impulsive or negative. So that's what you do. So when your attitude becomes negative, becomes impulsive, like something is happening and you're feeling impulse. Maybe an event take place and then you are quick, you're feeling this reaction from within you. What do you do at that point? Is to refocus, reframe, and respond. So before you even respond to situations or circumstances and events, first thing to do is reframe, then refocus. I use the example of the guy singing. So you are singing and you are sure, maybe you are aware now that you are singing the wrong parts. What do? Right attitude is that you must first of all be aware. The second thing is reframe. Then refocus. Then respond. Hello? Hello? Yes. If not, if you continue doing what you are doing, it's insanity. You can't be doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You refrain. You refocus. You respond. And this applies to everything else you're doing. Everything else you do. Check the areas you are not getting peak performance. Why are you not getting the result? Reframe. Refocus. Respond. Number 3, be aware of the things that tend to trigger a disruptive attitude in you. Anticipate, plan ahead. I don't have the time to explain these things. Number 4, manage your internal stories and script. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I have things to say here. Oh God. There are about 12 of them, but let me not talk on those ones. We have to end it here now. And I will need to get feedback for,
We believe you've been transformed by the wonders of God's Word. For additional information about us, you can visit our website at www.princetonhills.org. You can also send us a mail at info@princetonhills.org or call
070-331-66762 or 081-31-555-747.
Princeton Hills Ministries, raising global leaders.